This is going to be my reaction video to the Ravens' 24-9 win over the Jets in Week 1 on the road in the rain with a lot of injuries. Many talented players not playing. Ronnie Stanley, Marcus Peters, J.K. Dobbins. No discussion of Tyus Bowser, Gus Edwards, David Ojabo, all those guys. We lose 2 players during the game. Who knows how long James and Fuller will be out. Great win. All those things considered, in my opinion, this is a great win. Certainly, you would like the offense to do more. If you're here to complain, you're not going to get that cosign from me. In our Discord, which we have like 55 people in at this point, where we discuss the game live, we were talking about a conservative game plan and hitting them up top late. Some of us kind of predicted it. We were off by a possession, or maybe 2. I think it was the 10th possession that we go up top and we hit Bateman for the 55-yard touchdown, which was really fun to see. Rocket throw by Lamar. I thought Lamar played great, except for the one really poor decision, the interception up the left sideline to Demarcus Robinson. That ball, A, was a poor decision to probably throw it, and B, was also a poorly executed throw. But other than that, I thought Lamar played fantastic. We were really vanilla on offense. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. There were certain concepts that I thought we could have run, and as soon as we did run, they opened wide up. There was a run, 2 runs by Drake specifically. There was a run out of A-gun where Ricard and the running back is on the same side, and Ricard leads the way, and Drake gets like an 8-yard gain. It's like, where did that come from? We haven't seen that all game. And then later on, we ran our stretch concept to the right side. They called a hold on Prochet. I didn't really see the hold, but I obviously haven't rewatched it at this point. So I thought, hey, is that really a hold? Who knows? If you saw it, let me know in the comment section. Those were some concepts that I thought, hey, those hit big. Where were they all game? I thought we were very conservative. If this is your first time watching one of my reaction videos, you're going to see pictures scroll through. You're going to see stats. You're welcome to pause. Most of them are going to stay on the screen for about 15 seconds. Look, our defense balled out. We have a lot of interior guys who got pressure on the quarterback today. Justin Houston played like throwback against Fant. Later on in the game, I thought Fant adjusted a little bit at left tackle and played better. But early, Justin Houston gave it to him. Really caused him problems. Didn't see as much out of Oweh, but to be honest with you, I'm tracking data during the game, and I'm going to show you some of that data here in a moment. So I didn't really get the opportunity to really look at all of our guys, on each play. I kind of noticed themes or wrote down some notes, which you'll see here in a moment. Pierce, Matabike, Broderick Washington, at times Calais Campbell, those guys were balling. Travis Jones, we don't even have out there, guys. Like, I'm excited for us to go on the road against a vastly improved Jets team. Granted, they don't have their starting quarterback. If that Jets team gets consistent quarterback play and they can figure out how to protect the quarterback, they can win football games. Are they going to beat the Dolphins? Well, they played the Dolphins twice, so they get 2 chances to. Are they going to beat the Patriots? The Bills? They're in a tough division, to be real. So, you could be looking at 4, 5, 6 losses just right there in their division. But I think it's perfect. It's absolutely possible that with good quarterback play and actual ability to protect the quarterback, that Jets team can win 6, 7, 8 games. I really do. You may disagree. That's no problem. But that front 6 is better than we think it is, particularly their linebackers and their defensive linemen. They were getting after us. What I do generally is go through possessions, and I am going to talk about certain possessions, and I'll show you some of the way I track the breakdown during the game, okay? So first possession, the Jets, like the first run of the game, they go 13 personnel, and they got the edge off the left side. I was kind of worried. I was really worried. We eventually forced a punt, which was fantastic. I thought when they got away from 12, 13 personnel, they being the Jets, that they actually had more success against us. Our first play of the season was under center play action boot to Rashad Bateman out in the right flats. Lamar looked good on it. The second play was a RPO. We looked good on that. It was a short gain. We also had a really nicely designed play to Duve on a second down, like maybe not the third possession, but the third sequence of downs there. I think it was the second and long. Duvernay's the number 3 receiver in trips left. He runs like a little out. Andrews is either the number 2 or the number 1, so he's further outside than Duvernay. And the route that he runs basically brings him back to the middle of the field. Post-catch, he ends up setting a screen or a rub on Duvernay's defender. Duvernay was able to slip around the left side and I think almost get the first down. I did not like the third and 2 play on our first possession out of slot I. Same exact play. that we had run against the Titans and the Cardinals in the preseason. Out of 22 personnel, so 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. We motion one of the tight ends over to the same side as the receiver, and we run toss crack to that side. I can't wait for the film to come out Monday night. We'll see if it actually was toss crack. I know it was toss, and I know the Jets adjusted to it because I saw guys shift over, and it looked like they walked a safety down, and they blew the play up, to force us a punt. Jets only first down on their second possession, took a defensive penalty to get it done. It was an illegal contact on Humphrey. It was like, I don't know, man. It was like 7-8 yards downfield. He bumped the receiver. I understand the NFL's got bullshit rules about not making contact with the receiver past 5 yards. I just feel like it's physical football, like for real. Should it be called at 7-8 yards? I guess it should, but I didn't see anything wrong with it. Ravens' second possession, not a good sign. I was concerned at that point. That was around a time in our Discord when I was saying, hey guys, I want to give you some news. We can't block them up front. We did improve as the game went on. Clearly we improved. I know it was a big loss for us in terms of the starters, James going out, but I thought Makari stepped in and did okay. I don't know what the grade's going to look like. Our third possession, great field position after the interception by Marcus Williams, which was a great read by him. Even though the receiver, who I think was a tight end, fell down. Unfortunately, we just had trouble blocking him. We have 2 different versions of 12 personnel that we were using early. We had one, I think that was Oliver and Andrews. And the Jets were definitely treating that or responding with their base 4-3. And the second version of 12 personnel we had was Andrews and Likely, which is a little bit different threat. We were kind of deploying Likely as a receiver. Even though he didn't get anything done, he gives us that ability, and we tried to go to him. There was a third and 3, I think, on that third possession. We're down there in field goal range. Lamar tries to go to Likely over the middle, maybe from like the 4 or the 5 yard line. Pass is knocked down by Quinnen Williams, who gave us problems early. Lamar was making quick decisions, getting the ball out fast, but I'm kind of glad that ball was knocked down. From my angle, I thought that the coverage was good, and it looked like could have been a ball that got tipped by the defender. If it had got through the D-line level. So we get a 3-0 lead after the interception and kind of wasting that really good field position. Jets could have easily got points on their fourth possession. They started using swing passes out to the flats, check downs to the running backs. They got into field goal range. And then on a 3rd and 8, they had Moore, who's a talented receiver, number 8. And they went after Stevens a lot today. I think they did get a touchdown late on him. Maybe I'm wrong. But he competed. He can, and when you think about it, we should have Peters out there. Fuller ended up getting hurt, so I'm not sure if that impacted where Stevens played. But I thought he competed. I thought he got after guys. On this particular play, the ball was in Moore's hands. Stevens kept fighting and was able to knock it out. Great play to me that meant a lot because it forced a long field goal attempt as opposed to a first down. And then Greg Zuerlein pulls it wide left, so we maintain that 3-0 lead. Fifth possession, which I think is in the second quarter now, we get 2 completions to Andrews and really just no attempt at the run game at all on that fifth possession. We go into our twin wing formation, which is 2 tight ends to the right and or left in this case, and then 2 receivers to the other side. And imagine that we run an RPO, no one's open. It's like very predictable at times with our formations. We did, however, go away from some of those tendencies later. Hopefully, I'll remember to touch on it because I'm just recording this live. At this point, I wrote down we might have to go to the option to get anything done in the run game because we just were having trouble blocking them, for real. We did get time on a couple of times in the first half when the Jets only rushed 4. We did get some time. On this particular fifth possession, it was a 4-man rush on 3rd down. Lamar had time, and the throw looks like it's a little high to Bateman, who was open, kind of out in front, forces another punt. Next possession for the Jets, Houston gets a sack and then nearly another one on the same possession. Like I said, he was giving Fant problems. He got to Flacco on the first down for a 6-yard loss and then nearly got to Flacco on a safety blitz by Marcus Williams to force a punt. So then now what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the 6th possession, and I'm going to show you guys the data that I track. Hopefully I'm able to pull this up smoothly. It's not going to be extremely attractive, to be honest with you. So you have up at the top, 3-0 lead, 4:41 left, I believe, in the second quarter. It's our 6th possession. So you have the 4 plays that we ran there, leading to the 3rd and 5. A great job by Duvernay and Lamar. We targeted Hall, the DB, which some of us identified in some previews as a guy to target. I mean, he had given up at least 2 touchdowns in the preseason, had difficulty turning his hips on vertical routes, And in this case, Duvernay was able to, get him to turn his hips towards the sideline. It was a wheel route. I think Duve was the number 2 receiver, inside receiver. And great catch. Great catch. It looked like Gardner, and I think, by the way, James Lofton I thought was fantastic. I like listening to James Lofton. He's classy, respectful, does a great job breaking things down. I mean, he even identified an illegal formation by the Jets pre-snap, before the ball was even snapped. I thought that was unique, and there's not many announcers that come up with stuff like that, to be real. So, a touchdown to Duvernay puts us up 10-0 late in the second quarter, which I think was our 6th possession. Really, really huge moment, if you ask me. Gave us an opportunity to, to get some extension there going into halftime. Jets' 7th possession, they made the transition to 11 personnel, and they started running the ball. I believe we're still in the second quarter, late second quarter. The tactical decision to go to 11 personnel, even though they're 12 and 13, had a little bit of success earlier on in the game. And it was a good one because we had trouble with the run fits out of 11, our nickel defense against 11 personnel. I think Hall, the running back, had a 24-yard game, or it might have been Carter. Started to move the ball. They should have had a first down on a third down completion from Flacco to Conklin. But if you remember, Marcus Williams he was everywhere, by the way. Marcus Williams makes contact, and then Pierce hustle is unpredictable. Pierce forces the fumble that pushes the ball back. Back behind a yard to go. They end up losing like 6 yards in terms of where the ball was caught, and then the fumble goes backwards. Great hustle by Pierce. Great job by Marcus Williams. He was everywhere. The field goal was good. Again, they should have had a first down. I love how we attacked them with Duvernay against Hall to get that touchdown. Is one of my notes at halftime. They had trouble protecting against our rush. I thought multiple guys were a factor. Pierce played great. Matabike was everywhere. I can't wait to watch film of Matabike. He was balling. Justin Houston, like I said, these were some of my notes from the first half. At that point, Lamar's making fast decisions. He's taking the short routes. We possibly had another chance at a third down touchdown to Likely on that slant, but was knocked down. Andrews was generally pretty quiet to that point. Although there was one, I think, second down where Gardner, maybe it was third down, Gardner guarded Andrews man-to-man, possibly face guarding there. Lamar put the ball up, gave Andrews a chance. Gardner's the real deal. He's the real deal. If you don't see that, I don't know what you're looking at. All right, so third quarter. Ravens got one first down on opening possession of the third quarter. Lamar had that unreal scramble to make it happen. The Jets' defense is fast. And Lamar, had good coverage on that play, I believe. Lamar scrambles to get the first down, which was sick. And then later on he nearly found Andrews on like a deep route scramble on the right sideline. If you remember, Andrews kind of like ran like a little curl route, and then Lamar extended the play. Andrews runs it deep to the right sideline, just slightly out of reach of Andrews. Nearly caught it. And then the third down was another throw that I think was a little bit high to Bateman. It was around the left hash. Opening possession for the Jets of the third quarter, Matabike was on fire. A combined sack, I think, and then made a great play in pursuit on the next snap. It was like a 2nd and 15. There's a screen. Everybody knew screen was coming on 2nd and 15. They ran a screen to Carter on the right side of the offense, the bottom side of the television screen, and pursuit by Matabike on the inside out was amazing. Showed his explosiveness and versatility. He's grown up, man. He just destroyed that possession. Looked like we were playing more zone at that point. All right, so I believe we're up to the 9th possession of the Ravens. And I'm going to go over that data here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me adjust that some. My apologies. All right, so we're up 10-3 at this point. Took possession, 10:24 left in the third quarter. 6-play drive, 44 yards. Awesome to Duvernay. Two third down touchdowns by Devin Duvernay. Lamar did a great job to find time in the pocket. I think he had to shift left and then step up, I believe. It's not like he got hit as he was throwing, but I think there was at least people who kind of flashed in front of his face, if memory serves. It was bunch right A, And if you guys don't know, like on third down, when we go bunch right A, so that means the running back is on the same side as the bunch. The running back is going to release out to the same side as the bunch. He's either going to run a flare or swing out into the flats or a wheel, or he's going to run a little like a little, I call it a zig route, meaning he's going to make it look like he's running out to the flats and then cut it right back up the middle of the field. So everybody knows it's a pass play. Of course, it's 3rd and 10 anyway. I'm just telling you that bunch right A is like almost 100% pass for us at this point under Greg Roman. So it was a mesh concept, 2 underneath routes, and then I believe Andrews runs the over sit. So you have 2 underneath routes, and Andrews running an angled route, looks like his typical over route, and then he sits it in between the hashes. Well, the safety that he's running toward comes down to take Andrews. Makes sense. Andrews runs a shit ton of over routes. We talked about that in a video I put out, early Sunday morning. If you got a chance to watch it, you're welcome to watch it, after this reaction video if you want. But that safety comes down. Well, then we run a deeper kind of post route over the top of it with Duvernay. Touchdown. Great design. Great job by Lamar understanding what's available. I don't know how the mesh worked out. I really didn't see it. I can't wait till the all 22 comes out and I can look. Because normally you would hit the underneath on the mesh. Those kind of like top side post routes are, they're not ones that are typically targeted. So just a great play, if you ask me. I thought Lamar was playing fantastic at that point. 9 possessions. This puts us up 17-3. A buddy of mine that's in our Discord was at the game, and talked about how Jets fans were kind of leaving already. I think we get a quick stop on the next possession, and then our 10th possession is the one that was super exciting and very short. 5 plays, the 55-yard touchdown pass to Bateman up top. A cannon. Just a cannon. I think to put us up 24-3. I think I had, at the bottom there is a mistake. At the top it says Ravens 17-3, 4:37 left in the third quarter. Additionally, that should say possession 10. We started with an incomplete pass to Robinson. Supposed to be RPO, very sloppy motion by Robinson, and then Lamar looked like he kind of threw it behind him. Something wasn't right there with the timing. I know Robinson hasn't been with us, very long, so that probably has something to do with it. Lofton said Lamar's got to hit him in stride. I feel like that route is normally a little flatter by us, but we'll take a look at it when we get a chance. Jets with a 4-man rush. And I think Lamar hits Andrews for a big gain up the right side. Drake gets gets one big run, and then very fortunate. Just tells you sometimes that the gods are in your favor. We have that really cool run play scheme where we run a wham scheme. So we leave a D tackle unblocked, and we trap him with, I think, Oliver, I believe. So we're basically trapping a D tackle, leaving him unblocked. The H-back, or Oliver in this case, trapped him, was 22 personnel. So we had 2 tight ends on the field. Davis breaks a tackle, spins out of another one, and then fumbles. Luckily, it looked like Tylan Wallace recovered it, because on the very next play, we go play action up top to Bateman, 55-yard touchdown. Strike, rocket of a throw by Lamar. Shows how elusive, the game can actually be, because it very easily could have still been 17-3, and the Jets recover that fumble. And our defense is put, kind of with their backs against the wall. Obviously, the ball would have been, on our side of the 50, so the Jets would have had a short field. That was 10th possession, I think, puts us up 24-3. For all intents and purposes, the game was kind of over at that point. You definitely had a feeling that the Jets kind of tapped a little bit. Their fans certainly did, because they rolled out. They did get a late touchdown. If you look at the team stats, I'll pause it here in a moment so you guys can see it. If you look at the team stats, they definitely outgained us. They got more first downs than we did. We were playing some soft coverage late. It seemed like the pressure wasn't as... It seemed like we weren't getting as much pressure. Run game obviously should be a concern at this point, but I offer to you that the Jets' front is better than we think. Are they going to be the type of front that shuts down the run all season long? I mean, who knows? They're going to play some good teams, so we're going to find out more about them. So I'm not going to argue about how good I think you are, I think they are, you think they are, or whatever. That tale is going to be told through the course of the season. I definitely think they've improved the talent there. Ahmad Gardner brings a unique element to that team. The touchdown to Bateman, great route by Bateman. Misread by the front side safety, obviously. He kind of folds over the top of Gardner. That's what happens when you play multiple coverages, or even when you play some of these split field coverages where you're expecting the corner and the safety to read the same thing and react to it. It's a high standard. But again, just to reiterate, we only had 13 first downs. They had 24. We only had 8 passing first downs, but we go in there, we get a win on a day when we don't have the full complement of our roster. And that's going to be a while, obviously, before we have the full complement of our roster. That's just a reality. I'm not frustrated by that. I mean, you may be, and that's okay, because we have high standards, so it's a good thing for us to be frustrated. We have high standards, but there's just so many good things to note. Kyle Hamilton blanketed the tight end twice today. Pierce, Matabike, Campbell, Broderick Washington just brought it. Houston showed that he's got a lot of juice left in the tank. Didn't see as much from Owe for real. Did see him drop into coverage one time to the right. For whatever reason, our coverage, the Jets, found something running these little swing flat routes to their right, the defense's left. I'm not sure what they found. We only had 5 penalties for 29 yards, which is somewhat unusual. The Jets, they seem to get hurt more by penalties. Total drives 13 to 12, yards per play 5.2. We're not going to be a team that's going to have 350 yards passing. But look at Sunday overall, guys. We go in there missing a lot of talent. A lot of talent. We have real difficulty blocking their front 6 or 7 in the run game. And we win the football game. Yes, we do suffer 2 injuries, which could be quite bad. The Steelers lose at least one of their really good players, TJ Watt. The Bengals lose the game. Their quarterback throws 4 picks. Overall, there's a whole lot to feel good about after week 1. The next 6... Football is like one of those things where the season goes by fast, but each day or week goes by slow. What is it? Harbaugh has a saying, the days are slow, but the years are fast. It couldn't be more accurate with that. I'm very excited. I'm not, trying to spin it to where everything's positive. I mean, we got to get the run game going, for real. We had difficulty no matter who the running back was, but we were also very vanilla. I got the sense that we were holding on. We were doing something that a lot of us have advocated for, which is hold on to the option run plays until we need them. It seemed to me that we did not run option. I think we ran option one time in the first half. James Lofton, who again I think did a great job. I would rather have James Lofton than Chris Collinsworth or some of these other guys. Give me James Lofton or Greg Olsen any day because they're balanced. They're not disrespectful. They don't just focus on quarterback play. Really, to me, I'd rather have a position player than a quarterback doing breakdowns, and that includes doing analysis. And that includes Tony Romo for real. Exciting though, 2 touchdowns to Duvernay, 1 to Bateman on an extremely quiet day by Mark Andrews, a day when Isaiah Likely does nothing in terms of production. I'm not saying he played terrible, and the run game is non-existent. Lamar throws 3 touchdowns, and we go up and win against a young, talented team. With an experienced quarterback. The matchup of Lamar and Flacco, the title that I've created here is, a little bit hyperbole, but it's beautiful graphics work by someone who, I have to thank for assisting with this channel and helping make it look more attractive. And hopefully my reaction video here isn't too sloppy and is attractive for you guys. I appreciate, A, you guys watching. B, I appreciate, the input and the passion that Ravens fans have. So, to me, I don't get frustrated when someone is upset because we couldn't get the run game going, or someone is upset that Lamar made a poor decision on that interception to Demarcus Robinson up the left sideline. We have high standards as Ravens fans. That's a good thing, guys. That's a good thing. And that's what helps me to hopefully not get so angered or frustrated when I disagree with people or other people disagree with me, because that's a good thing. We could be fans of some team where there's not high standards, and it will be just like, oh, we got to win. We should be completely happy and not point out the things that we need to do to improve. On a day when Bateman and Andrews were quiet, no run game, very little contribution from Isaiah Likely, a lot of Pro Bowl caliber talent out, including David Ojabo and Travis Jones, 2 really super talented rookies. We go in there and beat a Jets team that's drastically improved over the way they've been the past couple of years. It is exciting to me. I'm going to give you balanced analysis. Hopefully, I'm going to try to at least, and let you know that, I have more positive things to think about this game rather than negative. But I recognize that there's going to be people who point out the negatives and focus on the things that we need to do better. I don't know about you, but exciting first day of football, particularly that we're 1-0. We get a home game next week. Of course, we've got a super talented team coming in. And we probably won't have Marcus Peters to play DB. It looks like Fuller is going to be out for a while. Who knows what the deal is with that? That looked pretty rough. I was glad they didn't show the replay. So huge challenge on our hands, but things could be different. We could be 0-1 and having to play a Dolphins team without Ronnie Stanley, without Marcus Peters, without Travis Jones, without David Ojabo, without Gus Edwards, and possibly Fuller and James. That would be a horrible proposition. So we're blessed to be 1-0. We're blessed to be right there with the Steelers in terms of, leading in the division after 1 week. We get opportunities here to stack together good wins, particularly at home next week against a very, very tough Dolphins team. I'm looking forward to the reviews. Apparently the film's going to be out Monday night. So I'm going to start off with Marlon Humphrey film study, Lamar Jackson film study, and looking at Devin Duvernay film as well as stuff on Justin Houston. That'll be the first 4 things I try to look at. If you have any other suggestions for what you think I should focus on in terms of film study, please let me know. Support all Ravens content creators. I know everybody does reaction videos. Some get them out, Sunday night, Sunday right after the game Sunday. Some get them out Monday morning. Support all of them. Sips Tally, Huddle Up Films, Edgar Allen, myself, Cole Jackson, all Ingraven, obviously. Again, he doesn't need a shout out. Like, everybody watches Ingraven. So support all Ravens content creators and recognize that everybody's going to give you their own little slant. And hopefully, if you watch all of us, then we give you a real balanced view that's comprehensive, better than you're going to get at ESPN or Fox, which is only going to spend about 30 minutes a week talking about your team. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you, like the reaction video I made, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you really enjoy this content, please consider sharing my reaction video link on social media. Thank you guys. Hope you had a good day.